Welcome to the Studio Success Formula Podcast, the business school for dance studio owners. And now for your host, Clint Salter.
Do you want to grow your dance studio? Yo, I have no idea why I just said that. Hey everyone, it's Clint from Studio Success Formula. Hope you're really well. Welcome back to another solo show. Hey, thanks so much for checking it out last week. Last week we talked about Instagram and I saw a lot more followers at Clint Salter checking me out, and I followed you back and checked out your studio's web pages as well. Super cool to have so many of you part of this community. I was liking away, and some of you are using some super cool apps as well, which I love to make your images pop out more and more engaging. So yeah, congrats. Nice work. Also, another shout out to all those people that registered. We had over 800 studio owners register for our training last week. Stand out, get student, which was super cool. And I was chatting about Facebook advertising and building a brand and, how to stand out from your competition. And I got such a great response from it that I thought, hey, you know what? I maybe should throw a couple of tips to those people for some reason that couldn't make it, couldn't hear the whole training. I'm sorry, I missed you. But I thought, hey, why don't I talk a little bit today about building a brand? Because when we think of brand, what do we think of? So many people and studio owners think of, I need a logo. My brand is my logo. It's not. I hate to say it, but so many people lose endless nights of sleep over what their logo is going to look like. And really, your customer doesn't care too much about your logo. What your customer cares about, what your ideal student and parent care about, is the way that your studio makes them feel, the experience that they get at the studio. And that's all tied up in your brand. That's about the values of your studio. It's about so many different things that it's like this magic ingredient pot. You throw everything in, you turn around and bang, there's your brand. And yeah, a logo is one of those things, but there's different things in it. There's mission statements. There's benefits and features of what you offer. There's putting in words into that magic cooking pot of what your current students and parents think about your studio. There's lots of cool stuff. I want to jump into some of that tagline. I want to jump into some of those things today. But if you haven't already, and you don't know, we've got our last enrollment for 2015 into our Studio Success Formula program. It's actually closing this Friday, the 4th of September. We're not taking any more new members for this year, for 2015, after this Friday. So, hey, if you want to jump in to the Studio Success Formula program, if you're loving what you're hearing and want more of it, please go and check out lastchanceStudioSuccessFormula.com. lastchanceStudioSuccessFormula.com, because literally it's your last chance for 2015 to become part of our community of dance studio owners, which is cool. We love our community of studio owners. But hey, enough about that. Let's talk about what it takes to build your brand. And so how does your brand become a brand? How does it become a brand? And how do your ideal students and parents connect with it? Something that's not tangible. They actually can't grab your brand and put it into their mouth and eat it. So how does it happen? Well, they would first need to see or come across your brand through your logo or tagline. This could be a piece of marketing. It could be as they drive past your studio and they see a sign, or maybe they visit your website, or maybe your social media pages, maybe your Facebook page. Maybe they stumble across your Instagram account, or maybe, hopefully, you started a Snapchat account. Trying to get out too many words at the one time doesn't always work for me. So I want to ask you a question, and you can't answer me because this is pre-recorded, but you can definitely tell me on our Facebook page or comment if you're listening to this on the blog, comment under the blog. What is your brand currently saying about your studio? So if you were to go out to people in the community and say, hey, let's say your studio is called Susie's Dance Studio. Of course it is. What would they say? If you said, hey, tell me what you think of when I say Susie's Dance Studio. You've got to start thinking about this. Is it saying what you want it to say? More importantly though, do you know what your studio stands for? Do you? Because if you don't know, how are those people in the community going to know? How are the people in the community going to say, you know what, I've got to go to dance studio because it's about fun, engagement, growing little people into amazing human beings. Whatever it is for you, do they know that? Here's a word for you: values. Do you know the values and attributes your studio stands by lesson after lesson, week after week, year after year? What are those values? What are the attributes of your studio? Have you done this work before? This is the basics of building a brand. So let's talk about it today in case you haven't. So I want you to ask yourself 4 questions right now. 4 questions. Pen and paper. You know, when you listen to this podcast, it's not a good one to listen to as you're running at the gym because I'm always going to make you write stuff down and I don't want you to fall off the treadmill. I've seen that happen before at the gym. So the first thing that you need to think about is, what is your studio's mission? What is your studio's mission? Not to go to the moon. What is the mission of your dance studio? Think about why you started your studio. So if you're like, I was 16 when I started my dance studio. I didn't do this exercise. I was like, hey, I love teaching. This looks fun. Yeah, woo. You know, a couple of years into it, I did this work because we started to build a business that grew quite rapidly. And then, as most of you know, I sold half of my studio when I was 21. But what is the mission of your studio? Why did you start it in the first place? What's your big why? Simon Sinek, Start With Why. Read that book if you haven't already. It's a great book where he talks about, it's about our why. That's what motivates us. That's what keeps us going in those hard times. You know, when that parent's screaming at us and we might want to do something bad to their face and, they send us that angry text message, or a teacher texts us like 10 minutes before class saying, oh, by the way, I can't come today. When we feel like, oh my God, why do we do this? Why am I banging my head against the wall? We've got to go back to why. Why did we start this in the first place? The second thing, so first one, what is your studio's mission? The second thing is, what are the benefits and features of your service? So your services are your classes, maybe private lessons, maybe birthday parties. We know there's 11 revenue streams in your dance studio. There are 11 revenue streams in your dance studio. I teach that in Studio Success Formula, but what are they? So we want to think about, what are the benefits and features of coming to your classes? And it's not just to learn how to dance. That's not one of them. I'm sorry, it's not. Think about, what are the benefits and features of your services? Number 3, what do your students and parents already think of your studio? How do you think we would find this out? You tell me. Actually, I can just tell you. It's probably going to be easy because I'm going to be waiting a long time if I'm waiting for you to tell me because I can't hear you. So we ask them. It's as simple as asking. How do we find out? Well, we find out by doing surveys. And I love feedback. I love surveys. You know that I love doing 4 types of surveys every year. And in one of your surveys, you can say, hey, out of these 10 words, circle the top 3 that represent how you feel about our studio or what you think about our studio. Or you can say to them, what 3 words, when you think of, Susie's dance studio, what 3 words come to mind? Wow, what an insight you're going to get into your business by doing that exercise alone. And then number 4 is for you. What qualities do you want them to associate with your studio? Now, once you've dug deep into these initial questions to come up with your answers, you have started on your way to creating a brand. Now, for me, when I see studios that are go-to studios, they really have their brand nailed, right? They know it. And that's what makes them stand out from the crowd, which means they're not looking like every other dance studio, attracting everyone, because they're not saying, hey, we have classes that are fun for all ages, party, cheap. We never want to say our classes are cheap. But do you know what I mean? They're standing out because they're like super clear on their values, their attributes. I like to do, we talk about a lot about this in our VIP group, in the Dance Studio Owners Association. That's our monthly group of dance studios. We've got just over 250 dance studio owners from around the world They get access to me and each other, and we do master classes and lots of cool stuff every month. But in that, we've talked often about our 10 commandments. And our 10 commandments really are how we operate our studio. And you can start your 10 commandments with different things. I'm a big fan of we commit to, we commit to, we commit to. And you've got 10 of those things that you commit to. Now, your teachers are on board with that, your students and your parents. You put it up in the studio and you're always operating from that high level. And if you're not, a parent can say to you, not this bluntly and without blowing a whistle, like blowing a whistle and saying, hey, you went against commitment number 5. But essentially, it's a huge reminder for you that you're always operating from your commitments, right? I love that. That's just a little tip. I wasn't planning on mentioning that today, but because that's slightly off topic. That's more about culture. But again, it does kind of creep into brand. So I want you to get super clear on those 4 things. What is your studio's mission? Again, go back to why you started. Why did you start your studio in the first place? What are the benefits and features of your services, of your classes, of your birthday parties, of your private lessons, of your competitions, of your recreational stream? What are the features? What are the benefits and features? What do your students and parents already think of your studio? Hey, great place to start. Go to your students and say, hey, tell me, what do you think? I love taking that to the next level, which is saying to them, why did you join our studio? Second part of that question is, why do you stay? That's powerful, right? Number 1, why did you join our studio? So what got them in the first place? Then part number 2, part B, which is super powerful because it's around retention. Why do you stay? And really listen to those answers. A lot of the time, the answers around why do they stay is going to be about feeling part of a community, being part of the family, feel like they know you, feel like they know the teachers, feel like they know their other students. They've the other students who have now become their friends. I always say, one of my favorite things to say anyway, which a lot of you have probably heard me say before, is love and support cannot be bought, right? Love and support cannot be bought. So definitely look into those things. So what are they saying about your studio? Why do they stay at your studio? And number 4, what qualities do you want them to associate with your studio, right? These 4 things alone are so much more important than, what is my tagline? What color is my logo? Should it be pink or should it be purple? No one cares. No one really cares besides you. And you're not your ideal student or parent, which is what I always say to studio owners when they're creating their logo or doing something around their brand, and they go, but I love this, Clint, and I like that. Yeah, but are you your ideal student or parent? What do they like? Do a competition, slightly off topic, but not really. Warning. If you're creating a logo, come up with 4 designs and then put it out to your community on your closed Facebook group. Hopefully you've got one of those with your dance community, and say, hey, pick A, B, C, or D. People love giving their opinion. They will love that exercise. Super engaging, and it's going to help you because hopefully then that logo is going to bring more of the right people to you. Do you love it? Tell me, do you love it? That's my little singing. My members love me to sing in our masterclasses that we run in our Q&A sessions every month. So I thought I'd give you a little sample of that. Hey, thanks for joining me. I hope you've got a little bit of value. Actually, no, I hope you got a lot of value. Those 4 questions can be super, super powerful. So I hope you're going to use them. I hope you're going to go away right now. Hope you're going to stop driving. If you're driving and listening to this, super cool, but pull over, take some notes, write down those 4 answers to those questions. Yeah, that could be the thing that really pivots, really changes where your studio is heading in terms of, you're going to start standing out. You're actually going to start being that studio that people are talking about and go, hey, that studio, they're all about X, Y, Z. Yeah, not like, oh yeah, I think they do tap and jazz, but so does that other school, right? No, we need to change. We need to stand out. We need to be the go-to studio, which I love, but we need to be the shining stars. We need to be the shining stars of our local area. So I hope that was helpful. Like I said, enrollment is closing the Studio Success Formula this week, Friday, the 4th of September at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So jump on in. If you're a dance studio owner that wants to grow, that wants more enrollments, that wants to improve the quality of your life by giving more time back to you and being able to spend more time with your family, have a look at the program. Jump on in, see if it's right for you. Last chance, studiosuccessformula.com. If you've got any questions, please email us, email my team. We are here to help you transform at studiosuccessformula.com. Look forward to speaking with you again really soon next week, coming up with another show. Take care. Peace out. Bye.